Hey everybody, today I'm just going to be doing some kind of freestyle sketching with one of my favorite super cheap art tools, a regular old Bic ballpoint pen. So I just have my paper kind of set up here, and I'm just going to kind of be sketching along. I guess if you have any questions, feel free to ask. It's easier for me to kind of do this and also keep an eye on the chat than it typically is when I'm working on digital stuff. Alright, so I guess I'll just jump into it. I have no plan. I don't know what I'm going to draw, or if I'm going to draw anything recognizable. But I guess I'll just jump into it. Hopefully you can see everything decently well. Actually, grab a post-it note. So what I'm doing now is I'm basically just kind of messing around drawing weird shapes. And I'm doing it very, very lightly, like it's barely even perceptible on the screen. And that way when I go back in and add details later, those lines will just be so much darker that you'll be able to kind of ignore the guidelines. So this is a way to kind of like lay things out. Hey, Manon left. So this is a way to kind of lay things out without having to have another tool. So again, just one pen will kind of allow you to do everything. And again, like the cheapest possible pen is just a Bic. Yep, traditional stream. Woo! Sorry, I forgot to turn on my little chat window there. Yes, my trademark potato. Every drawing starts with a potato. So it looks like I'm drawing some sort of armadillo type thing. So we'll just kind of go with that. And again, I've kind of laid out the basic shapes so I don't have to worry too much about that. I can just kind of poke at it. So one of the main benefits of Ballpoint is you can get like a really wide range of different like line thicknesses and values with just one tool. The downside is they just don't get as dark as other inks. And it takes a lot of work to kind of get a black, or as close to black as you can get. So they're just kind of time consuming like that. And I use ballpoint pens for sketching, but I'm by no means like a ballpoint pen artist. Like I don't produce like a lot of finished work with ballpoint pen. You know, I haven't spent a great deal of time kind of honing my ballpoint pen skills outside of kind of just doodling in a sketchbook. General thing with ink as a whole is you want to kind of err on the side of caution. So you want to kind of work a little bit slowly, kind of think through how things are going to go. You don't want to go too dark too fast because you can't go back. You know, you can't erase. So you want to kind of start lighter and kind of add in darks. And if you start light, you can kind of draw over your old lines and they won't be too distracting. Let's see if I can. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Manon. Yeah, I just started streaming like last week, and most of the streams I've been doing have been digital stuff. I did do a sketchbook tour though, which I think is probably one of the better ones. Yeah, definitely, and you can check back later too and see kind of how things have progressed. Yeah, I'm streaming as long as it takes me to satisfactorily conclude this sketch. So no set end time. Right, once you've got an edge solidly in there, you want to kind of go back and reinforce that so that it kind of reads easily. Kind of stands out from all the other marks around it. Oh, I'd imagine. Yeah, I happen to have all the equipment. I just haven't actually gotten together the time to stream. Of course, now we all have, or a lot of us have, a lot more time than we expected. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I basically just have like a little, like, 5-year-old Logitech camera and like a $20 arm mount from Amazon that I got years ago. Yeah. Oh, thanks. And that's the thing. I think, like, I don't know. It's easy to kind of worry too much about the equipment you're using or whatever, but I mean, whenever you start something new, you're gonna be not the best at it anyway. So it's kind of silly to invest all this money into like streaming when you know you're gonna be kind of mediocre at streaming for months or years. So it's better to kind of just jump in and with what you've got and try to develop better content before you worry about spending a ton of money on it. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to be a streamer, like where a significant portion of my income comes from streaming. Like, this is just something kind of fun to do on the side, and maybe it'll, I don't know, let more people know that I exist for my other artistic endeavors. Thanks. This is actually one of the larger ballpoint pen drawings I've done. Like, I mostly just sketch in a little, like, moleskin sketchbook. Right now I don't really have a lot of clients, so I mostly am just drawing stuff. I was actually, irony of ironies, this was the year I was going to start doing like the local convention circuit. Which, I mean, for obvious reasons, that is not panning out particularly well for me so far this year. But what can you do, right? Just gotta do what you can do. Yeah, I mean, the good thing is, like, I mean, I kind of got the stuff for, like, a convention booth. And that stuff isn't going to, like, expire. Like, I'll always have that. You know, there's the setup display stuff. You know, there's no shelf life. And the larger conventions in my area are actually towards the end of the year anyway, so there's still a chance that they could be... you know, they could be still happening. But I'm actually kind of lucky because most of my income doesn't come from conventions. So like a lot of artists who kind of do the convention circuit for a living are really hurting right now because they just don't have any income. And it's luckily, funnily enough, luckily I was not in a place where like I was dependent on that income. Sure, we'll go with Armadillo Dragon. It could also be like a beetle armadillo, or a pangolin. Oh, thanks, Manon. Yeah. I mean, part of me wishes there was something I could do to kind of help out, but like, I mean, my audience is so small, like, I don't really have like a group of followers to point anywhere, so I don't know what I can do. Other than just a blanket statement, you know, go support your local convention artists. Alright, you can kind of also see kind of on the drawing, I'm kind of varying the shapes of my marks to kind of simulate different textures. So like, for kind of bubbly, scaly skin, I'm kind of doing little curved marks. Whereas to kind of, you know, simulate flat plates, I'm doing straight marks. So basically, when I'm shading, the curvature of my marks kind of follows the surface of whatever I'm shading. And that kind of helps differentiate textures with just little marks without any color or anything. Yeah, I'm not sure how to make that clearer. I guess maybe if I just move it closer. But it's a little fuzzy. I guess I can always just scan it after the fact and post it somewhere. Yeah, I think there's an Instagram panel on my Twitch channel that you can just like click through. It's super weird, especially when you're starting out and you don't have a big audience, because like either you're just like shouting into the void, or you're having like a one-on-one conversation with strangers. It's always a little bit uncomfortable. I get that. I will say I kind of like this just kind of like pin sketching format. Like it's easier for me to kind of read the chat and talk because I just have the monitor like right there, so I can just like glance up and read everything really easily. Whereas when I'm working digitally, like I have a second monitor that I'm working on and I have to like look back and forth. Yeah, I'm actually streaming using Restream. It's like restream.io is I think the website, but it allows you to stream to multiple platforms. So I'm streaming to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and also Picarto. And then it has like a plugin for OBS that kind of combines all the chats and also transfers chats between different streaming services so everyone can see everything. You also see the little chat box on my screen is also kind of like a little plugin for that. Which that was a big barrier for me getting into streaming too, is like I didn't know where to start, like what streaming platform, and kind of Restream is a free service, and it kind of like removed that, because I don't have to worry about where to stream. I can just stream all the places, and whatever people's favorite streaming platform is, they can find me there. Yeah, it was super easy to set up. You basically just kind of connect your accounts. They're actually advertising a lot on Facebook and stuff now for like church services and things, who are like live streaming for the first time because of the quarantine. All right, so you can kind of see the creature that is evolving here. So now that I kind of have everything laid out, it's basically just kind of texturing things and making sure that things read clearly, and kind of shading, and shading kind of with any sort of hatching or kind of like pin work is just a pretty time-consuming process. So I like it though. It's kind of like meditative. It's not like a lot of active decision making. It's just a lot of kind of repetitive mark making. So it's kind of relaxing. And again, just make sure your hatching kind of follows the contours of whatever you're shading. There. Oh, thanks. Have a good dinner. So another thing to think about is line weight, just kind of as you're finishing things. So a few tips that I don't see people mention too often. Typically you want heavier line weights on things that are like load bearing, like things that are supporting structure, like heavier lines like at the bottoms of feet or kind of like underneath things, kind of grounds them. I'm probably not explaining that terrifically well, but basically think about is this line part of something that's supporting weight, and if it is, it should probably be a little bit thicker. Also, your line weights should vary more on things closer to you. So like very, very thick lines will cause things to kind of pop forward. So you can use that, like if you have like this plate is on top of this plate, so I can pop it forward by just thickening the line. And again, I'm kind of mostly thickening the underside of that line, and that kind of, because it's kind of the load-bearing portion. And that kind of pops this whole plate forward. But then this plate is on top of this plate, so I want when this line meets this, I want the line that's on top to be thicker. And again, that makes this plate look like it's on top of this plate, and then this plate, thicken that up, so it's on top of this one, and so on. And that kind of allows you to create a little extra dimensionality. Alright, now I'm basically just kind of bringing some folds into the knee that are a little bit stronger. Some wrinkles and stuff. Just to kind of add some extra structure and texture to the leg there. Kind of work some of that into this other leg. This leg's in the background though, so it'll be like less detailed. Also really reinforcing this dark line to pop that head out. Alrighty. All right. So I think I'll go ahead and end it there. So this is that kind of beetle, pangolin, doodle thing. See if I can get a little bit closer. Zoom in and enhance. There we go. All right, so thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you want to see more of my work, you can check me out on Facebook and Instagram at Anthony James Rich Art. Oh, thanks, Hannah. You can also, if you want to help support me, you can find me over at patreon.com/AnthonyJamesRich. Right? Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.